What's poppin', y'all? Yo, it actually worked. Like I told y'all, it's uncanny, the resemblance that we're getting in history. And this all started with Young Thug. Yeah, none other than Young Thug. Young Thug was highly inspired by Lil Wayne. He tried to show love to Lil Wayne. Then he said he was going to drop the Carter 6. He got into beef with Lil Wayne. He allegedly was somewhat close to or very close to the person that shot up Lil Wayne's tour bus. And then now Young Thug has an artist called Nine Vicious who's been at the same exact tactics that Young Thug was at when he initially blew up, except he came at Lil Uzi Vert. So he initially came at Lil Uzi Vert and said, oh, they fell off like they Uzi. And then that started spreading. It started getting posted everywhere. And I made a video about it and I talked about how this guy's using the same exact strategy as Young Thug. Is Uzi going to bite? I'm not sure. I wasn't sure at the time, but Uzi did bite. And that guy walked it back before Uzi said anything. But I'm going to play you guys the clip of Uzi at some event and he starts popping his stuff and man, I love every bit of this. So I'm going to play you guys the clips first.
My swag, I touch y'all little nigga everything. Stop playing with me, bro, and I'll be quiet. Let me show y'all something. Valentino, $2 million on my neck, gloves on, just in case. Stop playing me. I don't care how y'all take this either. Dripping too bad. Too bad. I am the blueprint. Literally. Stop playing with me. They been stealing my swag and I don't say nothing. And I'm still not saying nothing. Let's just make this like this not reality. I am the swag. Everybody stole my swag. What you talking about? What? But I'm the biggest, nigga. It's Uzi, nigga. What the f? I can't even help this shit. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry y'all look different. I'm so sorry I got the same aspirations as Michael Jackson. I'm so sorry. I'm soft, nigga. And when I pop out, y'all bet not act soft, act tough. I'm on that bullshit. Y'all motherfuckers talking about what? I've been cut my age off 5 years ago. I'm just popping it for my fans. That's all. Don't worry about that. And I got that shit on. I don't care how y'all take this. Y'all take everything I say. I don't care how y'all take this. Stop playing with me. I've been showing y'all niggas how to swag. Cardio on my ankle. Y'all gonna do this next year. Y'all gonna do this next year. Everything that y'all do next year, the world gonna understand it next year. They're not gonna understand it this year. Nobody don't give a f***. Y'all be disrespecting Uzi like I ain't finna pop out with them killers. Y'all be goddamn. My nigga don't even know how to dress. I'm the only one that know how to dress. My nigga dress with text. And it's gonna go down like that. See?
Yo, this is what I need from Uzi, man. This is what I needed to. And this is the thing too. I don't want to hear anything from these little young boys that's coming up right now. These young guys, these young rappers trying to put some disrespect on Uzi. I remember the first time and Lil Uzi is right. He is the blueprint. Now, there's probably one or two of you guys that remember one of my first videos ever. I mean, we're going back to early 2017 was, I believe it was titled, I don't think it's up anymore. I believe it was titled Lil Uzi Vert is the new Lil Wayne. And people were kind of like hating on it at the time. But when you look at it now, yo, and I was talking about the influence of Lil Uzi Vert. And every time people have hated or tried to criticize Lil Uzi Vert's music, I've said from 2015 to 2020, Lil Uzi Vert has done everything he's needed to do. I don't need any more Lil Uzi Vert music. That's it. You're cemented. It's kind of like even when Prince was alive, right, in the 2000s, people weren't really too interested in, they were like, hey, Prince, whatever you did in the 80s, that's enough for us to last us a lifetime. For Uzi, whatever he's done from 2015 to 2020, that's all I need. He could drop stink bombs for the rest of his life, and I'm good with it. That's still Uzi. That's still a legend in the game. Yes, I'm giving him legend status. Yo, I remember the first time I heard Lil Uzi Vert. It was, and this is, Uzi Vert is doing this for 10 years. Like, people talk about 2016, and that's when Uzi really went mainstream, but 2015 it was either late 2014 2014 or early 2015 was the first time I heard Uzi, and it was the song Super Saiyan. And I remember it was the music video for Super Saiyan, I think it was. Or was it I think it was Super Saiyan. And I don't know if it was posted on the Fader or some Twitter account or something, but he didn't have many followers at the time. I think he might have already been signed, but I was like, okay, like, have you ever made $1 million from your talent? I've never even heard of you. How did you make $1 million? And soon after, the mixtape, not the real Uzi. I actually didn't listen to the real Uzi until Love is Rage came out. Love is Rage, the first one, came out, and the cover was just marvelous. And then Safe House, that's what drew me in. I was listening to Safe House. I was like, yo, this is crazy. And keep in mind, I was a huge early supporter of Young Thug. So 2014 Lifestyle, so I knew about Young Thug before Uzi. So I see Young Thug is on there too. So I'm like, okay, cool. So that whole tape, I ran that tape up and down so many times. So for me with Uzi, like it goes back. And then the run he went on in 2016, honestly, I was one of the people that liked Pink Tape. I messed with Pink Tape. Now, it's EA2, like I said, I didn't need any more Uzi music. That's what I said. I don't need any more. Now, if he drops something, it is what it is. Pluto, Baby Pluto, like there's songs on there, but nothing touches me, pause, like 2015 to 2020 Uzi. I don't know if that can be replicated, whatever the case may be. But these young bucks, it's like, yo, you got to show some respect. And even Akademiks, and this is why I say what this Nine Vicious guy has been doing is quite brilliant, because he even got Akademiks talking about this situation now. So I'm going to play you guys the commentary that Akademiks gave on this situation, and then we're going to continue talking about the video clips.
I'm the biggest.
Now, shout out to Uzi, man. Yo, there's another video. I'll see if I can find it where he's talking about the artist he's beefing with, which is in a Young Thug's camp. Yo, honestly, bro, and I communicated with Uzi recently. I'll let you know about that later. Just remember I said it. I need arrogant Uzi back, and well, not back. Like, I need Uzi to remember who he is. That's all I'm gonna say. Uzi is one of the greatest of a generation, and I watch him kind of, embrace everybody else, because one thing with Uzi, don't come across as a hater, but I don't think he realizes, well, I hope he realizes now how much the swag and the sauce started with him, and how much he developed a sound and he developed a style that so many people, and I'm not saying it wasn't inspired by whoever, but I'm talking about that new gen. You got to remember, Uzi been in the game for damn near 10 years now. Yo, everybody keeps saying 2016, that's 10 years ago. Okay? Like, life is going on. Uzi's a living GOAT, and when I see him popping and shit, I'm encouraged, because I want him to remember who he is, And I seen somebody say this, yo, Uzi dress. They said Uzi dressed like Prince when he beat Charlie Murphy in that basketball game.
I will say this is, number one, Uzi is a little bit out there. Like, when people are talking about Uzi's, number one, anybody talks about Uzi being soft, that's not the case. We saw him run down on Rich the Kid. Rich the Kid hopped across the platform. He hopped across the table at Starbucks, went into the employee section, and was getting ready to play barista with the apron and everything. He even painted his hair purple. Again, he already had colored hair at that time, SoundCloud rappers, and he was making somebody's caramel macchiato when he saw Uzi running down on him, saying, yo, is it sweet? You think it's funny? Because Rich the Kid was laughing at him, saying that he should have signed with Rich Forever, which would have been the biggest nightmare of Lil Uzi Vert's career. We probably wouldn't even be hearing about him right now. So when Lil Uzi Vert, he's got these, the guy's wearing gloves that you would think a grandmother from the 1800s in England would be wearing to pour tea, and he says, in case somebody got to start popping the guns. And it's like, dog, keep in mind, Lil Uzi Vert has put on and taken off braces on top of his veneers, which are already straight, like 4 to 5 times. That's not somebody you want problems with. Like, let's be real here. And this got so much attention, so much so that Young Thug had to speak on it. So Young Thug, he goes on social media and he tweets out the following: Uzi and Nine, call me ASAP. And like I said, Uzi's relationship with Young Thug goes way back. Now, Thug and Nine, they're very close, and it's beyond just, I don't know if it's been revealed yet, but it's beyond just like, oh, I signed him because I think he's a talented artist. Now, if I were to say something that's potentially missing from Uzi that he doesn't have, that other people do, and Akademiks also talked about when he went and vlogged with Uzi, Uzi was just really humble and talking about how like, yo, you got to understand these young bucks, they're next up, talking about Destroy Lonely and Ken Carson, who would really take off soon after. But I think it's the selflessness from Uzi that maybe doesn't allow him to be remembered in the way that a Young Thug or a Cardi does, because Uzi didn't really sign any artists. And it's not that he couldn't sign any artists, or perhaps maybe he didn't want to. Well, he did sign that one artist that was a girl that unfortunately she passed away. She was shot and killed. But he didn't have this new gen underneath him. I think that's one thing that gives King Spider or Young Thug a lot more, like, it gives a lot more credence to his legacy, because he signed Gunna, and Gunna's making better music than him right now. And he's not in talking terms with Gunna. They don't mess with each other. But Gunna and Lil Baby come from underneath Young Thug. So there was this branch of the tree that is sprouting from Young Thug. Same thing with Cardi. But it's almost as if like it ends with Lil Uzi Vert. Similarly to Nicki Minaj. Like, Nicki Minaj has a lot of girls influenced by her, but did Nicki Minaj bring anyone underneath her and raised her up as, and this isn't something that we see female rappers do generally. Like, she does throw huge layups like she did for an Ice Spice, for instance, or even a Coi Leray. But I don't think, I can't really judge Nicki Minaj on that too much, because we haven't seen other female rappers do that either. Perhaps there's just a lack of the number of female rappers to be able to do that. But with Young Thug, like, I think that's the only thing that's missing with Uzi, if I had to be critical somehow. Otherwise, really, what inspiration is there? What competition is there? Because you got to look at Lil Uzi Vert's class. I think Uzi looks at it like, yo, am I going to compete with these young guys? Like, I'm kind of an OG in the game right now, so I'm not going to compete with these young guys, and compete as in look at them as my adversaries. I think he's more welcoming towards them, and he doesn't feel threatened in his position by them like other artists in his class. But if you think about the other people, let's just say from 2016 class, right? Who's Uzi competing with? Uzi's above, and this is the thing, like, Uzi is catalog-wise above Yachty, catalog-wise above 21 Savage. Who else? Who else was on that list? Kodak, I don't know about that. That's very, very different music. Kodak's catalog is, yo, I absolutely love Kodak Black music, but this is not going to turn into a Kodak appreciation, or someone will say a Kodak Glaze session. I just personally think Lil Uzi Vert is just doing another favor for this guy Nine Vicious and aiding him by speaking on it whatsoever or addressing it whatsoever. I don't think Lil Uzi Vert is insecure, and perhaps it's that lack of insecurity that keeps him from not trying to like break new barriers. Uzi's in this unique position where his fans don't know what they want, and I think Uzi's a bit scared to give them what he wants to deliver. And I think Pink Tape was an attempt to give them what he wanted to deliver, and they didn't receive it that well, and that scared him. And if you guys recall, if you've been watching me for quite a while, even in the lead up to EA, which I know I've got a way newer audience now, but in the lead up to EA, I was talking about how Uzi was really scared trying to catch another hit before he released EA. Like, he was doing the Futsal Shuffle song, he was trying to catch another EXO Tour Life. He even had, like, I think I Want It That Way, where he sampled the Backstreet Boys one, trying to catch a hit, and none of those stuck. Now, sure, Futsal Shuffle, it came out at number 5, I think. It peaked, and they tried to do a dance challenge for it and all that, and it just slowly fell off of the charts. But at that time, I was saying, like, yo, Uzi, you're in such a blessed position that you earned for yourself, you and Cardi, that you don't need a hit song. People will just listen to an entire project by you. And that ended up coming true, because Eternal Take was one of the best-selling albums first week of this decade. And then he followed it up with the Great Deluxe. And I think overall, looking back, that project is great. I enjoy that project thoroughly. So I just hope I don't even need new music from Uzi. I just need to see people put respect on Uzi's name. Like, nobody should even be trying to play with Uzi's name if you're coming up. Like, it shouldn't even be a joke. Like, he should be heralded in the way that Lil Wayne is heralded. Like, yo, that's the OG. Like, yo, that's my guy. Because I've never seen Lil Uzi Vert hate on anybody at all or throw shots at anybody at all. That's why I think it was grimy that Nine Vicious dude, like, it's not grimy, but like, he tried to walk it back. And I do like his by any means necessary type of approach, and people seem to like that dude's music. Like, hey, I'm gonna check out the guy's music now because of it. One of the funny things that came out of this though is a fan was saying the following. He was like, yo, Young Thug dead said, non-vicious, you can be a PDF, but arguing with Lil Uzi is where I crossed the line. And that just had me dead. It was because of this controversy that Non-Vicious got into. Now, I think this tweet is really stretching it with using that word, but Non-Vicious did do something devious and grimy and like totally unacceptable that he just said, shoot, you know how it get, and shrugged his shoulders, and the fans were like, yeah, well, maybe we're not a part of it, but yeah, we know how it get, Non. Just drop the next tape. And he just kept dropping and kept it pushing. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Am I just too favorable towards Uzi? Especially if you've been here for a while, I really want to hear your opinion, because I can be harsh on some people, but listen, man, if somebody's built a career, like if somebody came into the game, won 4 championships, then you're not going to look at him like, yo, this guy hasn't won a championship in 3-4 years, even though he's still putting up numbers. It's like, yo, let him cook. And I don't like the sales argument that people are using for EA2, because sales, the dynamic of sales have completely changed from when EA dropped. However, we need like a Lil Uzi Vert tour. That's another thing. Like it's been so, Lil Uzi Vert should be doing a gigantic tour. I've never seen a Lil Uzi Vert show. I don't know if he's a good performer, but yeah, did he do a tour for EA? I remember they had an announcement for it and everything, but we're not going to go too deep into another topic on this. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed, and I'm going to see y'all on the next one.